Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
There you go. Right, working out which is the correct button to click is one of the messages that is vital to the future of us all. Well, the future of me all. How are you? How are you? I haven't even looked at the chat yet. See if anybody's there. Ninja Knight, I was just going to tell you you're coming on, but I guess you know. Right? There's one, it's basically just you and me right now. Blimey. We can do anything. Oh, my God. Do you remember that South Park? Not South Park. It was Family Guy, right? The power went out. And the problem being here, power went out, and although it can't be because, okay, in my little control panel it says, oh no, there you go, it went from 1 to 5. That makes more sense. How you doing? What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. It was inconsequential. It was inconsequential, no matter what it is. Oh yeah, so the first piece of wisdom that is vital, the future of you all, is we found out that we had a glut of disposable knives. A glut of disposable knives. So now I've been relegated to stirring my coffee with a disposable knife. Now my phone is going crazy. What's up with you? What's going on? I can see what's happening. Is that no talking to me? If it's no, I gotta say hello. Nope, not him. So check over here. My phone just went like blah 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 blah. Okay, who knows? Okay, fine. I don't know. It's not even on the Wi-Fi. I'm a boomer. I do like somebody asked me about WhatsApp today. How do I do it? I don't bloody know. WhatsApp, leave me alone. My daughter set it up for me. I can't believe God. Okay. You know where I am in life? This is where I am in life. That screen free for all going on. Stream free for all going on. Yes, exactly. Yes, let it all out, baby. Yeah, here's where basically I am in life. If they don't invent anything anymore, like just stop inventing stuff, I'm cool, right? I'm cool. I don't need anything else. I just my grandparents, bless them, I spent many years trying to convince them to get a VCR, video cassette recorder. And eventually they relented. They said, I kept telling me how wonderful it would make their lives. Then we went to not Curry's, it was some like dodgy second-hand place where we bought one of those old Philips ones with the piano keys. Oh, I used to love those ones. Anyway, and we got it set up, and they were blown away how you could record one side and watch the other. That just blew my grandfather's mind. That was beyond. That was like us looking at liquid circuitry. It was like, what? How? What? It blew his mind. It completely blew his mind. Something else that blew his mind is the clock. He could never work out the clock. That clock was flashing every time I went over there. I went over about once a week, minimally once a week, flashing. They just couldn't. It would never ever. So that's where I am now with technology. I'm done. Like if I didn't get WhatsApp, right? If WhatsApp didn't happen, and then I'm sending you the link soon. Okay, so give me a second. If I didn't know WhatsApp, my life would be fine. I'm kind of of the opinion that my life was fine before we had cell phones. Like nothing was so important. You couldn't wait till you went home. Right? You had encyclopedias. Well, I have noticed there is we're seeing a cognitive shift in education, because it used to be education was really based around data retention, right? Like you had to remember stuff for exams. You had to retain stuff. You basically had to remember facts from right now. Now it's really shifting to data manipulation, right? Because data is available, it's like water now, right? We can't imagine life without it, without like instant connection to total data, which is why the Sabbath is pretty cool, because I'm offline. Like anything could happen. Friggin' anything could happen in the world, and I wouldn't know. Fine, let's go through the chat. So Ninja Knight is here, Brum Bing is here, TARDIS time is here. TARDIS time is always a good time. But which TARDIS time is it? Now let's think now. Which TARDIS would I like to get trapped in? I kind of like the Ben and Polly TARDIS, because I think I got a shot with Polly, okay? I think Ben, if he was going to make a movie, would have done, right? Didn't have a chance with Perry. Okay, working around. Let's go through Doctor Who Companions. I had a chance with that. I'll rate my odds with them. Susan's kind of creepy. She was like a 15-year-old. That's okay. She's out of running. Okay, even though Carol Ann Ford was like 24. Barbara, yes, I would so Barbara. Barbara would so not touch me. She's far too classy. But yeah, Barbara, 100%. Vicky, yes. Vicky, I reckon I got a good shot with. I reckon, yeah, she's not the brightest spark. Not the brightest spark, right? I'm straight, but I imagine if I was gay, I would go for Steven Taylor. He was a very handsome man there, that Peter Burvis. Like, you can't deny him. That's especially those tight shirts they kept putting him in. Fine, so we had Vicky. Who's after Vicky? Polly. Better Polly. Yeah, okay, so I reckon I had a chance with Polly. Moving into Troughton. Victoria, easy. Too innocent. Victoria, it's got to be near the closest to the end of her run. Like, she's like scared and she needs, Victoria's easy. Zoe, not. No, I don't have a chance with Zoe. She's like, leave me, mate. You got the square root of calculus, leave me alone. There we're on to Carol Ann Ford. What was her name? Not Carol Ann Ford. Carolyn John. See, I feel I can't even imagine Carolyn John because I know that firstly she should rest in peace, as we could say in Judaism. Zechrona Levracha. You should be remembered with a blessing. But when she was alive, she was married to the master, Geoffrey Beavers. I can't cheat on Geoffrey Beavers' wife. Firstly, he's a master. He will shift me. But secondly, he's Geoffrey Beavers. I can't do it to him. Can't do it to him. Sorry. Fine. So that's that was Dr. Liz Shaw. Then Joe Grant. Do I have a chance with Joe Grant? Yeah, maybe if she was in some kind of hippie commune, she was like, yeah, okay, let's have sex, everybody. Yeah, I can see her doing that, right? In some kind of group hippie situation, I think I have a chance. If not, she would look down on me. And rightly so, Joe. I can't argue with you. Let me think. Sarah Jane Smith. See, I can't imagine Sarah Jane Smith because I grew up with her. She's like my sister. I have no sexual feeling for Sarah Jane Smith, and I find it the suggestion of it somewhat off-putting, right? I'm like, no, not for that. Leela, oh boy, would she? I reckon I could win her over in a game of chess or something. Like if I could show my some form of masculine prowess, possibly, or oh my god, yeah. So Leela. I don't know. Do I have a chance with Leela? Could go either way. 50-50. Okay? But it depends on the day, I think. It could go either way. Fine. So then after Leela, we got Romana. Easy peasy. Romana 1 would be more enjoyable, obviously. Yeah. Basically, okay, Romana 1, if you bested her in some form of game of strategy, she would be impressed with you and she would sleep with you. That's I can see that turning her on. Romana 2, I know. Lala Ward is such a turn off. It's hard to imagine. I'm taking a pass. Just taking a pass. Even young hot Lala Ward. Sorry, taking a pass. I knew you were beautiful in the day in the 70s, but that era has passed. Those tastes have changed. And you're just so annoying. She's just so annoying. Like, really, she's married to what's the name? The atheist guy. Oh god. Anyway, whatever. Error is welcome to their fate in my mind. Fine. So there we go. Okay, so that's Lala Ward. So then we got Nissa. Oh, well, I think I could have a chance with her, but do I want to? She'll be very moralizing, wouldn't she? It wouldn't be a relaxing date. No, she'll be very moralizing. Tegan would be fun. Tegan, you have to get a blind drunk, I reckon. And in some insane stupor, you will probably end up in bed together. I could see that happening. You would be the mistake that Tegan regrets. That I could see that being the case. Who's after Tegan? It will be. We have to Perry. I can't even imagine. I'm going to explode. I'm going to splatter across the screen. So Perry. Sorry, Perry. Can't even think about it, darling. Who's after Perry? Ace. Would I don't know. She's just no. She's a very. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be mean, but she's just like, I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm straight, yeah, it's got that going on. Mel. Oh, now that's a good question. Would I have a chance with Mel? Probably, because I guess she doesn't normally get much of a look in because she's so insanely annoying, right? She's so insanely annoying, although she's very pretty. So, but yeah, I don't think she gets more past than the third sentence at a party often. Talk about the Mel, not the character, not Bonnie Langford. I'm sure is a lovely person. So Mel, I reckon I have a chance with. I think she seems very needy. Yes. Do I want to? No. There's a reason she's very needy. Yeah, no, I'm fine. Cool. So we did Ace. We're not doing the comics or the comic strips. I can't think of them all. The big finish. I guess we could do Charlie. I mean, I don't know, Charlie. If Charlie was as depicted in audio, then yes, right? If Charlie was depicted in that way, then yes. But the reality between Charlie and India Fisher, lovely person, lovely looking person. He's a very attractive person, but very human, very very in the audio, she's portrayed as like, statuesque beauty. Especially in Minuet in Hell, where they have her like done up in the Diana Rigg club, Hellfire Club get up. Fine. So who else is there? I'm not going through the new companions. Oh, too much. Fine. Let me go and find Ninja Knight. Let me go. Copy to clipboard. We are copying to clipboard, and we have much interesting stuff to talk about. So Ninja Knight, I'm going to contact you through the Twitwats. We're going massages. How do I find you? There you go. At the. Oh, that didn't work. See, when my camera's off, this is really bad because like now you're just watching a boomer stare into space trying to work out what to do. Okay, what's that? I got this. Here we go. We go at the. I think is it underscore. Hey, there you go. So now you come up. I go clunk. Right now I'm in messages. I'm in the massages. Everybody get excited. But you're grayed out. You're not grayed out in the middle. Fine. I'm putting the link in. Link is in. I'm clicking paste. It has been pasted. Send. It has been sent. Okay, I've done that job. I feel quite good about myself now. I do. I feel good about myself. Fine. Let's go through the chat. Let's go through job number 2. So yeah, I was asking TARDIS time question. Which TARDIS time? I'm thinking of my first answer after going through it. I get the Ben and Polly era. I reckon I have a chance with Polly. Yeah, because Ben, I don't know. What's wrong with you, Ben? It's right under your nose. Mate. Pop Culture Avengers here. Huzzah! Avenging pop culture. Wherever you go. And there is much to avenge. Who else is there? There is Athena 7. I don't know what that means. What is an Athena? I am intrigued. Probably knows you. Bigfoot 82, Bigfoot UK 82. But where's Bigfoot UK 81? What happened to 1 to 81? That's a lot of Bigfoot UK 80 people out there. Athena, I am intrigued by your name. It's really okay. Now I'm trying to read see if you talk about your name. No. Fine. Tell me in the chat who you are. What does that name mean? And then Kit Charlie Chat. Just say you like carrot juice. Oh, Peter, that is true. It's yes. Yes. I imagine if she drank a whitish liquid, or a translucent liquid, right? I imagine if you spat it out, it would also be carrot juice as well. She'll turn it orange as well. Logan 5, how you doing? Retro Dickie, how are you? And it's it's your surname. That's far less exciting. I thought that Athena was like some exotic thing, like, hey, I am Athena. which is I build reed pipes for midgets. It's like something like that. Something like oldie woldy. I've been a fenner for many years. I am fennering well. Fine. What are we talking about? There's actually a few things I want to talk about tonight. We have the Radio Times article. Radio Times keeps talking about when Doctor Who was cancelled. Okay, Radio Times keeps talking about when Doctor Who was cancelled. Is Radio Times preparing us for something? Could be, right? Could be, right? I think there's a reason they keep talking about times they thought Doctor Who was cancelled. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about what might be behind that article. There is a dreaded reboot of not Babylon 5, of Deep Space Nine. The only way it could be worse if it was Babylon 5. Let me just pull this up. Bounding into comics. Let's see if they have any new scoops there as well for us to talk about. I finished listening to the latest Big Finish release. And it's a weird one. It's not... It's a bit woke, but it's not like... I'm not buying it woke, right? It's a bit woke, but it's not like unbearably woke. Okay, the woke bit in it is the premise is they're 4 individual one-part stories, all with the same cast, right? And the cast play different characters, and Peter Davison's Doctor knows they're not the same Doctor, right? Knows they're all the same person, right? And the Daleks keep popping in the background, and they're the new series Daleks, and he hasn't seen them before. Oh, I think it is Ninja Knight. So you have all that going on, and they're 4 individual stories with that. They're trying to work out the mystery, and you don't work out the mystery because you have this as a double release. You got to get part 2 next month. Hopefully that will give you but it's getting increasingly weirder each story, and and it's like you can just tell they're sick of doing the main range right now. I would just want a simple, nice Doctor Who Avenger. Right, I don't want something to be experimental with. Can you just give me a simple, nice Doctor Who Adventure? Which actually one of the things I'm kind of looking forward to with the War Master, which we'll be talking about tonight as well. They're just talking about on Dan's channel. Ninja Knight, how are you?
How's it going, man? How are you?
Sorry for the long build up.
No, it's fine. Absolutely, you have to work the audience, and you have to make sure that people are ready to understand what's going to be discussed.
I massage my audience generously. I am
very nice.
I make sure that each and every person here, subscriber or not, feels 1 or 2 warm splashes or pleasure.
Oh yes.
Listen,
I wanted to just say to you, thank you very much for having me on.
I know nothing about you other than you're Irish. I listened to your videos for a couple of minutes and no liked you. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, sold. That's everything I need to know. So what about you? Are you? You don't sound like you're from the same part of Ireland as Noel.
Well, I would be. Yeah, I'm from. We'd be from a place called Dublin. Usually, when I'm on YouTube, I try to pronounce my words a lot better than I would normally. That's why.
No, be yourself. That's a mistake. If everyone say that's a mistake, people will get used to you. People will look at me. Okay, people will tune into you. I would say be as much yourself as you can be.
But I have to say that when you go across to England, like you guys are just much better at pronunciation anyway, so it's much easier to understand.
True. That's not true. Listen.
I think so.
To speak English really well, you need to be a foreigner. The best English speakers I can think of are Terry Wogan. His English, perfect, right? Like absolutely perfect. And the use of his voice, I not that I particularly liked it, but I respect it as art. Benjamin Netanyahu. Boy, that boy can talk. That boy can talk. But he's got such an incredible command of English language. He's very, very impressive. But you need not to, to get one step up, I know the Irish are normally very good speakers. What are you talking about? I say I disagree with you. But never mind.
Yeah, no, I have to say, like, that's one thing that I really enjoyed about Noel. He was just like this ordinary guy, which was brilliant, And I think, like, as an Irishman as well, tuning into him, it was really refreshing to hear someone that sounded very similar, And
Noel is that good bloke down the pub.
Yes,
right? That you like it when it comes in. That's a goal.
Yeah, he's that dude that's just hanging around and it's like, go on the ads.
Right. Okay, let me just say a couple more people. We have Mark McCambridge. Mark McCambridge says, I like it when he says a little ring that and ring that little bell. I will do ring that little bell. So make yourself notified when new videos drop. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. I just broke 1,800 subs, right? I broke 1,800 subs. Super excited because 18 is this big mystical number in Judaism. Whenever anybody gives charity, it's always in multiples of 18. Is when Jews want to big each other up, they multiply by 18. It's really funny, but they do. You know, like I bid 100. Okay, we just had this holiday called the Simchat Torah, which is the joy of the Bible, I guess. This Bible scroll, the Torah, right? And it's kind of a weird holiday. It's like one of the most spiritual bits of it. Nobody really knows about it. It's totally hidden. And there's lots of drinking and dancing around. There's lots and lots of bodily contact. So this is very weird this year because we didn't do that. We're not allowed to touch each other. But for each of the honors, the different honors that you could have on the Simchat Torah, you auction them off the night before. Yeah, and people and they give the money to the shul or wherever. And I used to do the auction. I mean, we were always very successful in my room with the auction. We always raised more money. I was always a badge of honor for me. We raised more money than the big shul next to us. I'm like, ha ha, he's laughing out. So I would squeeze him. Anyway, so we couldn't do that this year.
That sounds really disappointing because that's a very big thing.
I'm going to teach another Jewish word. I'm in a broigus. You know what do you think a broigus is?
A broigus in a bit of a pickle or something like that, maybe?
Well, close. I'm in a disagreement. I'm in a sharp disagreement. I'm in a row. Right. I'm in a row with the shul. Well, not really with the shul because the shul's closed down right now. But I'm with a row with a couple of people in there. But I'm trying to let it go. I'm trying to just let it go. Though, so I wouldn't have done the auction for them anyway. So it actually got me out of what could have been a sticky moment. There are many sticky moments in the rabbi's life. Let me tell you, there's many sticky moments.
Sticky moments are some of our best moments, though. To be fair,
they are. That is true. You certainly enjoy them at the time. Fine. So, what type of stuff do you cover on your channel?
Pretty much everything you name it, I probably do. It's generally, to be honest with you, it's a lot of stuff that I find great interest in. And unfortunately, over the last couple of years, with this whole woke stuff in Hollywood, it's become a lot more difficult to cover, particularly with the likes of movies and television. I do cover action figure news, and I've recently talked about sports. So I'm a big Manchester United fan. Right. So talking about Manchester United has been a nice outlet, I suppose, to talk about these things.
How was it? How are they doing? What's the drama with Man U?
Not good. They're
good.
Doing...
See, that's great for your channel.
Yeah, but see, like I would love to get them back to winning ways, but like there was one video I did, and it was on a bit of, like you said, a bit of a broigan between a couple of the broigan. Am I saying that correctly? Broigus. I was in a bit of there was a bit of a broigus between two of the boys in the club, and that video got 24,000 views, and I was like, wow, that's unbelievable.
When I make a video bitching about Jody and taking the piss out of her, I always get tons of views. It's great. They're crazy people out there. They're man. They sit and watch every frame of my and they just crazy. And they remember things I say. I don't remember anything I say. I'm like, why did you say on June 23rd that you, can you get a, I'm trying to think of like appropriate I can say that can't be taken out of context. How many Jews does it take to tickle a pair of balls? Why did you say that? I'm like, I don't know.
You have to, I'll have to watch it back. No, but like I was watching your video on the boys, and I thought you made some fantastic points, and I have to say, like some of the comments in that article, because I did my own video on that, and like some of the comments in that article really struck me, and I'm delighted to be talking to yourself, because with you being Jewish, I mean, some of the stuff that was said in that article was just so abhorrent.
It's so painfully ignorant. When people what was it 2017, I think, when people were comparing the detention centers, they put people in trying to break into the country, right? They were comparing them to those I know we can't say the name, Well,
No, we won't say the name.
They
Yes.
were in Germany and all around Europe. Actually, they were quite popular all around Europe in the late 30s, early 40s. And you did a lot of concentrating there. You paid attention. You paid attention.
Absolutely.
Pretty much your whole time there.
Wrongly so. I mean, I've been in, and I am not Jewish, obviously myself, but having been in those places, I mean, it's harrowing stuff.
No, I'm not into going. Okay, so here's a little personal story. Last vacation I went on was freaking gorgeous. I went to this super swanky hotel in Jerusalem, like this super swanky hotel. So I'm like in the pool, which is this place overlooking the old city of Jerusalem, which is like it's very, very good. It's very pretty, right? So I'm in there like. But none of my friends were there. You know where my friends were? They all got a tour of Europe of the continent of those camps. They got like a
wow.
And so like I'm sitting here eating like caviar, and they got this like little thing they're eating actually in one of the gas chamber, whatever. I'm like, dude, I think my vacation's better.
Yes,
I think mine's cheaper, and I think it's better. I've outchewed you twice.
Yeah, and you didn't feel down. I mean, like as a non-Jew,
I was very, very happy.
As a non-Jew, being in those areas, like I felt horrible after it. I felt horrible going to it. I felt horrible there. I felt horrible after it, and it's just not something I don't think is holiday made. It really isn't.
My son, when he was 15, 16, he's a bit of a smart ass, my son, as you can imagine. On his way back home, they take him in the schools here in Israel.
Yeah.
On his way back home, he got himself a pair of blue striped pajamas to wear on the plane.
Oh my god. I wouldn't have been able to look at him. I really wouldn't have.
That's my son. And one of my least embarrassing children. Wow. Now I think about it, yes.
Well, at least he has a good sense of humor, I suppose. That's one way of looking at it. You know?
Yeah, he's a commander, right? Was he? He's an officer. Not sure what's around. He just got promoted. They promoted him, so he'll stay on for another 4 months. Wow, so he's just got this kind of nice desk job where he can be really anal and like work out, which is what he loves to do. Work out.
Excellent.
Like logistics and stuff. So because he's just been sleeping in it's called the shetach in the field, which is you sleep on a tank in the middle of a desert, for like a week.
Yeah.
So actually that's the other thing. They teach you to in emergencies to take a poo in your helmet, right? To turn your helmet into an emergency latrine. So I said, guys, club together, get a spare helmet. That's what I'm suggesting. Just go and buy yourself a spare helmet.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's not a bad idea.
Fatherly advice. Fine. So what we're going to be talking about tonight? We're going to be we'll read the Doctor Who article. Where are you on Doctor Who?
Yeah, I was chatting to Noel about it. I think that they're going to go ahead with this change. I think they're going to, as soon as they get the Whittaker character out there, the better. Especially as the Doctor, because you've just seen the ratings just completely drop, and you've seen it's at an all-time low in terms of interest from people. I was talking to the Scottish Davros recently, and he was talking about like the likes of the merchandise. Great guy, and I mean, I was saying to him like, the merchandise is flooding shelves, and I've never seen that with Who stuff before. Like, it's just unbelievable, and it really goes to show you the lack of popularity.
I'm convinced the range, the companions action figures were the molds were paid for by the BBC. I'm convinced.
Yeah,
I believe they paid for the Dalek. I think they paid for the Jodie mold, but I don't think they're paying for anything like non-saleable. I just don't see them paying for those molds.
No, well, I mean, like, as a fan of action figures myself, like, it's costs an incredible amount for tooling and new molds. I mean, I think it's generally about 100,000 for each kind of new figure that they do. So, I mean, it's not chump change. Yeah, big money, man.
I thought you could produce a figure, one figure for 10,000. Is that crazy?
I think it is, yeah. I've been looking at some of the stuff that Ethan Van Sciver's been talking about, and he's been talking about 100K, and I know myself...
I want to get that Salamandroid, and it's like so freaking
so killer.
See, here's the thing: he put so much quality into it, and he put so much love, right? He just like every bit, and you can feel him loving it, and he can feel you loving him. Pay the money for it. He is the best salesman in the entire universe. I wish I could tell you.
100%.
Yeah,
100%, man.
So like, bit of channel news. I'm going to be launching my Indiegogo soon. I'm going to be launching my sign up for it soon. Working out the bonuses for it. I'm going to launch it on Halloween, I think, and then we're going to launch the campaign about a month after. But I really want to try and get on Ethan's channel for that. That is like
that'd be brilliant.
high priority for me. So, Tracy Thomas is there. How you doing, Tracy? And M. Markovitz, how are you, sir? Rick goes, I don't think we missed anybody else. Fine. By the way, do you listen to any Big Finish?
No, we don't listen to Big Finish. What is that?
Oh, you don't even know what Big Finish is?
No.
Oh, crap. Okay, then we got to share a website. Here we go. Yeah. First, I got to get out of my basket because I just bought some more crap last night. Because
Amazon is absolutely outrageous at this moment in time. We've just gone.
I buy stuff from Big Finish, right? Okay.
Oh, right.
I just covering up what I just purchased for it. So you can get to the homepage. There we go. Fine. So we go here.
We've just re-entered lockdown, so there will be plenty of people to be purchasing things online now.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, lockdown's been pretty good for me. Okay, so Big Finish, they make full cast audio dramas. They're basically like books on tape, but they're not really. But they're like they act it out, and it's like watching something, but but you know, there's no pictures. Yeah, let me see if I can. If I can play you the if they have the trailer for Space 1999, it's worth listening to. But I'm just trying. Yeah, I know. It says I got this, but it won't let me click on. There we go. Is there a trailer?
You would think that they would be wanting for you to buy more. You know, you've already got this. No. Don't tell me that. I'll buy it again.
No, they're a reasonably ethical. Oh, here was it. Did I missed the trailer on the last one? We go back up. Do they have a trailer? No, they don't. Fine. So we go back over here. I'll play the trailer for this. You remember Space 1999, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So here you go. So my sound turn.
Big Finish Productions.
This is Orbiter Station 1 controller to Eagle Shuttle 4409. You are cleared for departure from your base now. Right now, all space enthusiasts out there, it's Space 1999.
It's like a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Coffee.
Yeah, wait till you get the music. It's cool.
The program commissioner.
Very happy to be here, Petra.
Paul Morrow, is that you? The pilot's out calling. I got a total computer shutdown here, Paul. Something hit us.
Oh, Victor. It's good to see you.
He's breaking into rail. Stun him.
Hey, these trailers should be half this length. Come on, I want to hear the music. Down, damn it. Come on.
Paul.
Commander, there's a problem with Eagle's board on approach.
Okay, we sold it. Anybody who's buying it is already buying it. Play the damn music.
Put me through to Metapro Commander Alan Carter.
Watch this. Not making house calls anymore, Doctor.
Getting closer. I can feel the music getting closer.
People are dying out there, John.
Recall all Eagles.
What is happening out there? Find out. Can we get through? When gets out?
It's got 20 seconds to go. It must get the music in a minute.
Surely, yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
At last.
That was a big build up there. That was to the music.
Yeah, like really? Stop tickling my balls, okay? Pay the damn trailer.
Sounds good. That sounds very interesting. So you purchase a lot of Who stuff from this, do you?
Well, what?
Do you purchase a lot of Who stuff from this site?
Yes, I do. I purchased a very embarrassing amount. You see all the little green blobs on it? That means I already bought it.
Oh, very good. Well, you've got some of the good stuff. You've got Tennant there. You've got Matt Smith.
I basically get everything. That's Doctor Who and a few other things. Yeah, let's see what's coming out. Let's see what came out this month. Yeah, Jerry Anderson. No, this is that's a preview. This was pretty good. This had John Colcher in it playing the Master. He was a character.
Very good.
Both actors who played him back then are dead. So he was doing Time Lord Victorious thing. Have you heard of Time Lord Victorious?
Yep, I've heard of Time Lord Victorious. Yeah,
it's turning into a disaster. It's turning into a disaster. If I was Simon Cole, the guy who wrote the book, I would be so mad. So they got this thing called the War Master coming out this month, which is Derek Jacobi in an episode of Doctor Who played the Master. So this is the Master within the Time War and how he does terrible things. And I think he's being sent to assassinate this insane warlord in this one.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
So yeah, I'm kind of up for that. And what else did I get that came out this month? Callan, that was last month. But yeah, but that's Big Finish. So yeah, look, if ever you want to check it out, let me know. I'll hook you up with. Let me know what your tastes are.
Very cool. Oh, that seems like a decent site now as well too to be checking out.
Oh yeah, there's lots of free stuff there as well. Liam Neeson's chin here. I will find you, and I will kill you. Liam Neeson's chin is here. Yes, he wins indeed.
Top class Irish actor.
Let me pull up this article from Radio Times. And you never know when you open up Radio Times, there may be a real stupid thing that they're going to put here, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we've got to read this now. But,
it's amazing what some of the outlets have put up in the recent months as well too, particularly in relation to all of the stuff that's going on. It's amazing that these mainstream sites are still pushing this weird woke agenda that doesn't sell.
Yeah, I mean, like, really? It's like I cannot believe that Discovery is being made. Have you watched Star Trek Discovery?
How has it gotten a season 4?
Just beyond me. It just says nothing matters. That's what it is. Nothing matters.
It's like that they're trying actively, but I was only saying this as well too to Noel last week, and I think it seems like they're trying to crash these IPs on purpose. You couldn't write this stuff any worse than what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the first episode of season 3 was. I can see them trying to be good, and they're writing to restraints, which is actually always good when people write to restraints, because they haven't been doing that, and that always makes things better. But it's just so bland, and I don't like the characters at all anymore. And just like I can't stand Michael Burnham. I can't stand Sonequa Martin Green's portrayal of her. Like, all this like wide-eyed. I just cannot stand it. But yeah, no, nothing too stupid here going on. Just this article I was planning on reading. Billy Piper says Doctor Who stars didn't imagine reboot would lasting longer than 3 months. Now, like, how old are you, may I ask?
I am 29.
29. So you were how old? You were young when Doctor Who came back then.
Yeah, I was young when Doctor Who came back, and it did seem like Christopher Eccleston did bring a real resurgence to it, because, as you know, it had been off the air for such a long time. And like my mum and dad would talk about Doctor Who very, very, and I mean extremely fondly. And having watched the old episodes as well too, and then you watch the newer ones, then for example, like the Christopher Eccleston, it really brought an awful lot of people back.
Oh, well, tell me, because you know what it is. It's because it was a show that could go toe to toe with American shows, which was like, the gold standard, right? You could go toe to toe with them, and it matched them, and it was unapologetically British. We had Big Ben everywhere, London. There's lots and lots of Britishness about it. And now, see that I don't think they would do it. Even if Russell T Davies was doing, I'm not sure he'll do that today, because it's such a taboo to be positive about England, Britain. It's just such a taboo. Be like Churchill's to be happy about Churchill. You couldn't have Churchill be a hero like he was in Matt Smith's era.
Yeah, it is, like you said as well too, even looking at American shows as well, and when they go, like even Spider-Man Far From Home, when they arrive in Britain, it gives such a bad view of Britain, and particularly England as well. Like, and you're saying to yourself, like, why would you do that? And particularly as Tom Holland, being English himself, should really be saying, no, hang on, this is my country, and I want to be giving it the best possible light as much as possible,
I can't even remember what happens there in England. They're on Tower Bridge, and they have Mysterio, and they beat him.
Yeah, but there's kind of
Yeah.
some stuff going on as well too, with like comments being made and just people being overtly rude, and it's just like, well, it's not like that in London. Well, I mean, maybe in London, but you know, in certain parts of it, like I've been, and people have been absolutely lovely. And I mean, the majority of time I've been in England, people have been lovely. So
I mean, honestly, most people, most places are okay. You know, are nice
yeah,
people. Like
but I
most
love
people.
those old British, those programs like you're talking about, the likes of Only Fools and Horses and stuff like that. You know, they had no qualms about showing the local area and being like, "This is where we're from,"
Right.
you know. And you're like, "That's brilliant. I want to see that." They're the
Right,
people.
right. Yeah, no,
You know?
and also it makes it anchors it as well. It makes it like
Mhm.
very contemporary.
Mhm. No, 100% it does.
Right, right. Oh, Only Fools and Horses. They can again. That's another thing. I think anything positive. I don't think they could do now.
No,
Have,
well, they
have
don't seem
you
to
been
want to
watching
do it.
it? Has it been any good? Have you been watching it?
I have, which one now are you talking about?
Spitting Image.
Oh, Spitting Image. No, I haven't watched that at all. I seen the Trump. I seen I should say the Orange Man. I've seen the Orange Man kind of doll, and I was like, but then I seen that there was a bit of a controversy about the Greta Thunberg one, and
Right,
I was like,
exactly. Listen,
maybe they're not too
here's
bad.
the thing. If you're willing to take shots at every side, I'm on board with you. Mad
Yeah,
Magazine folded like a couple of years ago because they could only go after Trump, right? It was all like Trump, Trump, Trump,
yeah,
Trump. Every issue was Alfred E. Newman was Trump, 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 everywhere. And then it folded, right? They ran it into the ground.
yeah.
Could you imagine how successful it would have been? It probably would have been one of the most successful magazines of all time had they done a satirical, political, like a society and political
Yeah.
Satirical magazine, taking pot shots at everyone.
Yeah.
Like nobody was safe and they would take the piss out of everyone. It would make a fortune. People would love it.
I mean, look for recent things that have happened in America. For example, the likes of Ice Cube, you know, with his stance on going towards the president and looking to talk to him and looking to talk to the Democratic Party. I think he's played it very well insofar as he's like, I'm not endorsing anybody. And I think that's a clever thing from his point of view by not saying like I'm a Republican or a Democrat. He's saying nothing in terms of that, and he's just like, I just wanted to talk to someone that would help us out, and it's like perfect. But then you're going and saying,
listen, if you are the black community in America and you want to have ultimate political power forever, like forever,
yeah,
you will have America over your knee forever. Vote Republican this election, and then put your vote in play. Nobody knows your vote is in play. And I think the president, the Orange Man, is pretty good at paying for things that he wants. Right? If he wants something, he'll pay you for it. Right? And I think he'll probably pay you quite well. So you tell him what you want. If he gets your vote, which I think he's going to, by the way, I think that thing is really happening.
I think it could be a landslide. I would hope for it to be a landslide personally.
Wouldn't it be awesome?
Because this side of the world, as you know, we really feel the effects of what happens in America. I mean, the likes of the PC culture really came in under the previous administration. It was getting heavier and heavier and heavier, as you know. I mean, a lot of great old British TV programs. I mean, look at Fawlty Towers, for example. They had to basically delete an episode from Netflix recently because it was taken. Do you remember that? Yeah. So, we were going towards this nearly totalitarian way of being like, you cannot say anything or make fun of anything. And now it's over the last couple of years, it seems to have crept back. But in saying that, you do see people like the way you've seen with Eric Kripke and Seth Rogen that have dialed it up to 90, been like anti-Trump, and it's just like, well, I'm just not going to publish your product.
I want to tell these idiots, look, I just want to watch your freaking stuff, okay? I want to give you money to do something you want, right? Just shut up and dance or whatever, One second, I realized I didn't put your link in. I'm putting it now.
Oh, thanks.
Subscribe to Ninja Knight. How do you come up with that name, Ninja Knight?
Do you know what? You're the first person to ask me that on YouTube, funnily enough. I'm a massive fan of Batman, and Batman is a ninja, and he's also called the Dark Knight. So that is one reason.
Let me ask you. What? I'm going to guess your favorite. I was going to ask you, but I always prefer to talk anyway. I'm going to guess your favorite Batman movie is Batman Begins then.
Do you know what? Incredibly, I really enjoy that movie, but my favorite Batman movie is actually Batman v Superman. And I know a lot of people would be like, what?
No, it's a good choice. It's a very good choice. I'm looking forward to Justice League. Okay, Batman vs. Superman, I think, is one of the most accurate depictions of comic books in the 2000s.
100% I agree with you, because I think that even the imagery that's used now, I know an awful lot of people talk about the stories, but for me with the stories, what's happened with people is people have been served the Marvel movies, and whilst they're good, they're kind of like fast food. They're quick, they're easy, they're digestible. You forget about them 20 minutes later. The DC movies for me are certainly more. You have to think about them more, and you have to be a fan. You have to really bring I suppose, a philosophical way of looking at things when you go to those movies.
But it's the difference between Marvel and DC, though, isn't it? DC has always been a little bit like darker and fuller. I just wish they stuck the landing with. They brought him back. What was he called again?
Oh, Henry Cavill.
No, the director.
Oh, Zack Snyder. Yeah.
Because he had this 6-movie plan, which I really wanted to see. I hope we're going to see it. I hope we're seeing Justice League. I really hope we're going to see the other 3 movies he wanted.
Well, he's talked about it in the same way that he had a plan, kind of like the Lord of the Rings. And I think once I heard some of the stuff he said that he had planned for Justice League, you could see the direction he was moving in.
Yeah, but it's great. All that flash forward stuff. In the future, whacked out. I can't remember what the storyline was. Future with Batman and like that. I like all that stuff. Shut up. Let me see that.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, and it was totally different as well too from anything we've seen before.
Right. Look, they were long, but they were made to be rewatched. I think the difference is the Marvel movies were meant to be watched once and enjoyed, and they were very enjoyable.
And then you're not supposed to think about the details of the Marvel movies, because if you do, it certainly pokes holes in a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't think. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Yeah? And they're enjoyable. They're very, very enjoyable. And I did enjoy that ride. I'm really glad the end game happened when it did, because that's when I got off the train. I had a complete set of. I still have a complete set of Blu-rays of the Marvel movies, apart from Captain Marvel. I'm like, there's no way I'm buying it. There's no way.
I watched it for free and I still felt robbed.
No way. And so because I didn't buy that, I didn't buy Ant-Man and Wasp either. So because they made it kosher for me not to buy it. The schmucks. They're idiots.
The Captain Marvel movie, I watched that for free and I still felt robbed. So I mean, if anybody actually purchased money or paid for that, I would seriously question their tastes. You do have completionists out there, of course, but even watching that movie, I was like, oh my god, like they have made an absolute fool of Nick Fury. They've made a fool of an awful lot of players around him.
Yeah, and they cut out what's the name, the guy from EastEnders, the good-looking guy,
Rob Kaczynski.
Yeah, who should have had a huge career and didn't, right?
Do you know why he missed out? You know why he missed out, don't you?
Where?
Well, he was in Pacific Rim, if you remember. He was the Australian co-pilot.
See, why didn't he have a huge career?
He made a mess of it on The Hobbit.
He was in The Hobbit?
He was supposed to be one of the brothers. I think it was Killy and Philly. I can't remember which one offhand he was supposed to be right now.
Really?
He was one of them, and he was supposed to be shooting. He was the brother of Aidan Turner's character in that movie. You can't think of the name right now. Right. He started shooting, and either a month in or a couple of weeks in, he decided it's not for me and left.
Well, good for him for that. That's good for him for that.
Like you said, that's a big career-defining opportunity.
Yeah, but that's a shame. But he's good looking. He's talented.
Yeah,
should be an action star. Like he'll be a great action star.
I loved him in Pacific Rim.
It's like crappy little bit part that was cut out of Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
so hard for him. Like he should be so much better than that, right?
Yeah, I mean he could have been a good choice for Captain Britain.
Yeah, perfect, isn't he? Absolutely perfect for Captain Britain. Dan Stevens, but he was a bit too small, a bit too short. Like Dan Stevens' career, he's had smart choices. So has the other the girl from Downton Abbey, Jessica Finlay Brown. Did you see Brave New World?
No, I've not seen Brave New World.
I'll give you a link to it. It's freaking awesome. I think it's the best thing of the year. I really do. Okay. It's really, really clever. It's really, really clever. And it revolves around insanely hot people having lots of sex, right? That's
okay. Well, then I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, Wait, what else do you need to know? Here, look, it's on my Google Drive. I'm pulling up for you right now. First episode I put in HD. If you like
Right.
it, I'll give you the rest in HD if you want, but it's in standard D right now.
Brilliant.
You
Yeah, I'll watch into that now. I'll have a look at that and see what that's like. I'm
Fine,
trusting
I'm gonna
I'm
be
trusting
copy-
your judgment.
Give you a copy of this, and here, wait 1 second. Let's go over. We gotta click here, twink. Now I'm going to give you a copy of something else called Raised by Wolves. It was just on HBO Max.
Netflix, wasn't it? Oh,
No,
Netflix, HBO.
Freaking crazy. At the
Heard
end,
good
I
things.
still don't really understand the ending. Freaking crazy.
Is that a James Cameron show?
No, it's Ridley Scott.
Oh, even better. And he's done some good stuff in the past.
And he directs the first couple of episodes. And here's the thing: there's a lot of woke tropes in it, right? There's a lot of things in it that are totally woke, but it's still good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like annoyingly woke. You know, it's
Isn't
like
that the guy from Vikings as well that's in that, isn't it?
yes, yeah. And I tell you, the whole thing is just freaking weird. It's just so weird. That's Raised by Wolves. There, here we go. Let me get that link. What are you doing tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night I'm with Noel on the TARDIS Sound. So me and Noel are going to be doing we've been starting doing a bi-weekly thing where I'm on his channel and he's on my channel. So we started that last week. We kind of talk about kind of like here we're talking about kind of everything and anything.
Right.
So you're more than welcome, obviously, on to have a chat as well too there. Because
before that, he's on my channel. We're doing
Brilliant.
something video vault. If you want to join,
I'd love to join. Yeah.
We watch a movie and we talk about it. Have you seen Fifth Element?
Oh, have I seen Fifth Element? I have, absolutely. I love that movie.
Oh, excellent. So listen here. I'll send you the link to join us. Wait here 1 second. I'm going to send you a link to the movie. I'm going to give you an HD and standard D. If you can able to rewatch it before tomorrow, we record about 5:36 around there.
Sure, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, right. 1 second. There, and then let me. What's that? That's the HD.
Gary Oldman is amazing in that.
Yeah. You know what? It's like watching a. I was watching it last night. It's like watching a Mobius graphic novel come to life. It's
So
like
good.
I can see the character design, especially the early bit in 1914. That character design is just straight out of like I don't know the Inca or something. Have you ever read any Mobius stuff?
I haven't read any Mobius stuff now, but I've heard very good things about it. And like you're saying there, from the Fifth Element's point of view, though, like drawing that inspiration from it, that would be,
Let me,
very visual.
Yeah,
I like a lot. I'm a big fan of visuals.
One sec. I got this is all okay, 1 second. Let me share this. So I got this great Mobius book, The Gardens of Aina, which has just the artwork and it's freaking gorgeous. So can you see this stuff?
Oh yeah. Wow.
Very
That's very reminiscent of Monty Python, isn't it?
Well, it's psychedelic, I think.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find. I think I got one on my hard drive here. Some of his comics. Is that the one? No, I got to go over here.
Savage looking. Oh yeah, I'd be interested in seeing that. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, there's a documentary called Jodorowsky's Dune, which is about the first version of Dune they tried to make. They got the movies coming out again.
Yeah, that's coming out next. Is it this year or next year that the remake is coming out?
Who knows?
Not coming to theaters.
Coming out. Oh yeah, found it.
That's another one that's kind of gone a little bit wokey as well too. I think they've changed one of the main characters, haven't they? Yeah, they've changed one, race change and gender swapped. I think one of the main characters.
Right. Oh, here it is. This is here. I've got to open this other. Okay, now I've got to have this. What is this? This app open up to read the comic, and then we'll flick through it together. It's really cool. So this came out in the mid '80s. This is a translation from the mid '80s from French, and it just blew my mind when I read it. It was put out by Titan Comics before there were Titan Comics.
Okay.
Here, so it's extracting. Here we go. Oh man, this is so cool. I'll go stop screen, share screen, application tab. Fine. You ever seen it? So you never seen this, right?
No, never seen this. No.
So yeah, so you like he also he did a lot of the design work for Alien as well, the original Alien.
Yeah, artwork is sick. Yeah, I really like it.
So yeah, just kind of like the technology, the design, it's all like Fifth Element. This feels like Fifth Element. As a like it feels like his artwork come to life.
Yeah.
Now
that you say it, now we get it. Now what you're talking about, yeah.
I see if they got if they have any of the like the city stuff that always is much more. Oh yeah, this stuff is so freaky. Yeah, this kind of like reminds me of that weird bit with the opera singer.
Oh, that's one of the highlights of the movie, I think, with the opera singer. Chris Tucker's performance as well too in that movie was really good.
He's like right for that movie. So listen, the comic book I'm working on right now, I made the same mistake as I made as Mobius made here. I set most of it in the jungle, and drawing the jungle was a bitch. Let me tell you. So I'm hoping
Rabbi is gone. Is he? He's out there having a little bit of. Are you back, Rabbi?
You what? Oh yeah, sorry. Did I fade out? Hello. Okay, chat. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Is there anybody out there?
I can hear just ping pong.
Okay, 1 second. Can anyone hear me?
My internet or your internet there, Rabbi, just went.
How about that? Can anybody hear me now?
Yep, you're back now.
Okay, fine. Good. I'm glad. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, we lost him. Fine. I'm glad we didn't stop on that page, like a too porny a page. But this stuff is freaking crazy. Oh, I love Mobius. So I hope the internet's going to be back any second now. Then we can finally read the story. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and read the story without, and then we go share screen. We get to doink. Tab. Okay, glad you all said you can hear me. Good. There you go. And it is Radio Times. Let's see if we can work out what the hell is Radio Time thinking here. What's going on with this? Fine. Billy Piper says, Doctor Who stars didn't imagine the reboot lasting longer than 3 months. Yeah, this is something people don't really remember. Doctor Who was risky coming back. Nobody knew it was going to be successful, right? Nobody knew it was going to work. It was actually considered a little bit like career suicide. So, like a lot of people warned Russell T Davies not to do it, and they warned everyone. Said, "No, it's never going to work. You're never going to." There was no family audience at the time. I'm not sure if there is now, but they created it. You know, good TV creates family audiences because you have lots of people want to watch it. Everyone thought the modern reimagining would fail, says former assistant. Yeah. I think assistant's the wrong word for her. It makes it sound like she's getting coffee. But yeah, the generally accepted wisdom in the industry was that this is no way this is going to work. This is going to be an embarrassing failure, and that was it Michael Grade? Michael Grade was like look what it was Lord Grade. He said, please don't put it in like this exposed slot on Saturday night. It is just going to be awful. And everybody ended up with egg all over their face because of Rusty Davis and Lorraine Heggessy and Julie Gardner. Okay, Billy Piper says, everyone predicted failure for the modern reboot of Doctor Who when she took the part of Rose in 2005, adding that the cast didn't imagine it being on longer than 3 months. Yeah, well, 3 months is the run of the first season. Yeah, most people... They said it wasn't going to last more than one season. Now, yeah, I think you had a lot of people who thought it might, who were very excited by it. But again, these are like the experts, right? The experts said, nah, no way this is going to last, right? Because, people can't imagine anything new. Here's the thing. People can't imagine anything ever changing. And the truth is, things change. Things do change. But, 3 months. I Hate Susie Star, must be the new thing she's in, played the, can you say companion, not assistant? Assistant, I think that would work with like Joe Grant, maybe. Companion. Rose Tyler did David Tennant's Tennis Doctor when he took over from Chris Eccleston, and she reminisced about the show with the Scottish star on his podcast. Oh, so they just took a bit of the conversation out from the podcast. I should have just listened to the podcast. That would have been smarter, right? That would have made more sense. But there you go. You don't get that level of production value here. One-time teenage pop star. This is a terribly written article. One-time teenage pop star. Okay. Former music star Piper was never a Whovian when she joined the iconic series. Nobody was. Unlike lifelong fan David Tennant, because he was from a kid, but she was much younger. I didn't grow up with it, so I didn't have a feeling of that thing that you had with complete fandom that were obsessed with it, right? Then she started making it, and everyone was going. It was going to be a failure. They did. You forget now all the naysayers. This is so true. I'm glad I'm reading this. So you just didn't imagine it being on for longer than 3 months. Yeah, listen, I hear what she's saying. Like, they just said, look, take it, but who knows? So it's a fun stepping stone. That's probably how she was sold it, right? It's still probably going to be the biggest job you will ever done, and you will still be talking about it and going off and meeting people and celebrating it. That was a big reach. The producers and the showrunner Russell D. Davis took a huge gambling point, Hollywood scale sets. I think they would take a bigger gamble if they didn't do that, and production techniques in the first season, according to Piper. Yeah, listen, it needed to be big. That was the entire reason for End of the World. That was the third episode. Was that the second or third episode? Was Mark Gatiss' episode the second one? Because I was a bit nervous until I saw that episode, which was much more traditional. I think Mark Gatiss' episode was the third one. I'm going to guess the third one, right? That's just my guess. Okay, fine. Tennant said, filming on the first season, it was a bit untried, wasn't it? Nobody had made a show like that in the UK before. And that's why I think it was so successful. The co-stars were both amazed to realize they'd known each other for 15 years. Okay, fine. Piper, in particular, had absolutely no idea of the world that she was stepping into in 2015. It wasn't 2015. It was 2005. Really? Nobody cares. Really? There's no editor on this? What the hell? One from which she could never escape, even if she wanted to. Tennant said Piper was the nation's sweetheart for when she arrived for season 2, and they shared a very happy, intense 9 months making the show, and to have spent a great deal of time over the last 15 years being asked about it. That's also true. Fine, okay, but yeah, why do they keep talking about the wisdom of the general wisdom is that Doctor Who was going to fail, right? Why does the Radio Times keep talking about that? I don't know. A theory, and it's my theory, it's just my theory, that they could be laying down a narrative that Doctor Who, it was amazing it ever worked in the first place. I think they could be laying down that narrative, and I think they I don't think they know, but I think they're hedging their bets. So I don't think anybody knows where it's going to go right now. I still think everything is dependent upon the reception of the festive special. I think if that gets good ratings, it's saved. But I think if not, I think it's probably going to go down. Okay, with Ninja Night popped back up, but it says device is not connected. Okay, there we go. Add to stream. There you go. What happened to you? Where'd you go?
Had a bit of technical difficulty. Sorry about that.
No problem.
You carried on nonetheless.
I carried on. I soldiered on. Yes, Britain carried on. What's that movie they had that from? Where there was nobody having children. Children of Men. You ever seen that?
Yep, I've seen that one. Yeah.
When they got that Britain, this was fallen, that's fallen. Britain soldiers on in their thing. And although they didn't predict, they predicted that weed was still legal in England. I don't think that's a very. Is weed illegal in England?
I suppose in certain places it's probably. Do you know what the funny thing about things like that is? I don't think an awful lot of police now are really policing that stuff anymore. I think it's the harder stuff that they're more concerned about now.
That's what I think. Well, listen, there is this service. Okay, I found out about this because my dad was dying a couple of years ago, just before he died, actually.
Right.
But like he was miserable, so I wanted to get him some weed. I really wasn't in. I enjoyed weed a lot when I was at college. I liked it, but I wasn't really that into it back then.
Yeah.
So I didn't know like where to get it. There's an app. There was an app in Israel called This is over now. You got some people. There's something different called Telegrass, which is
Telegrass.
which runs on this thing called Telegram, and then you just punch your location in. And you get like limitless ads of people selling weed, like limitless.
Wow.
And then they will just deliver it to you for an extra, 50 shekels or so. So yeah, so like weed is just like crazily. Although my son, his last job was busting people smuggling weed from Egypt.
Wow.
He was in there was a news story saying there was a big drug bust. They got 15 back there. They got 14 bags of weed. When I say bags, these are like massive little barrel. But he showed me a picture of them. These are huge barrel bags full of weed, like more than you could possibly get through. I think in many years. This is
like that scene out of Ali G, was it? Do you remember that movie Ali G?
Exactly. Yes. So because he's the commander of that area, right?
Unit. Okay.
Yeah. So he said 14 bags. What happened? He said there were 15. There was one that was caught in the fence. The picture.
Brilliant, excellent. So we were talking about before they logged out. Well, I mean, before I had to reboot anyway with the technical difficulties. We were talking about Mobius art. There, you were saying about Fifth Element.
Before that, did I still have that up or did I close it?
So if you have a closed, it's no problem at all. But like we were saying there, Chris Tucker was so good in that movie, wasn't he?
Sorry,
Chris Tucker. He was so good in it.
Right. But again, maybe I do have the Inco anywhere. If I've got the Inco, that is so Fifth Element. 1 second, I'm just going through what they got. Upon a star. Well, there's Airtight Garage. That's probably Fifth Element. Let's have a look at this one. And there's this other book as well, which might be. So here, let me share the screen.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy singing the Fifth Element? You know that Vitas guy. With the tongue thing, you know that one.
I don't know. I get. I'm watching it after I finish this podcast. So
man, you have to watch it. It's hilarious.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to say, but here, you kind of see like this is. So,
yeah.
Let me get to his cityscapes because it's really like how they depicted New York.
The art is so trippy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he was big into acid, big into mushrooms actually. I saw him at a convention in the 80s.
And was he on acid?
Not just that. Oh, here. So this is, you see, it's got that future city design sort of thing. He does have that feel, and this is, you kind of feel like this is looking at the Fifth Element. He's inside that weird thing he lived in, and it's just just weird, trippy stuff. But yeah, I like his longer stuff. He's very.
It reminds me so much of Python.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, it's got that very Terry Gilliam-y kind of look, doesn't it?
Very Terry Gilliam, and you're like, I mean, look at that, even the font there and that writing there. It's very Terry Gilliam from the Python.
I think it's because they're from the same era,
Yeah.
So they have the same influences.
Oh yeah, and I'd say Gilliam was taking big influences from guys like this. Exactly.
So so there's this movie called Jodorowsky's Dune, which is the them trying to make the first version of Dune. Here, let me tell you, I'm just doing my head in now. I can't do it anymore. Suddenly got too trippy for me. In a second. There you go. That's that over there.
Yeah, so the first movie of Dune, that was one that was, the director, the original director, I think David Fincher, was saying that even after the fact, he said, I didn't quite get to see what I wanted to see.
That was the makeup version. That wasn't the version I was supposed to be. The first version was by this insane guy called Jodorowsky. Like this completely insane dude called Jodorowsky. And it was totally different. They were going to have Salvador Dali in it playing the Emperor of the Universe. It was just completely different. And who else was going to be in it? I can't remember now. But what's the name? Mobius was one of the artists on that.
Right.
There's a fantastic documentary about it called John Orozco's Dune, because there's a whole book of everything he put together for it. It's just like gorgeous stuff. Here, one second. Give me a minute. I should be able to find some images from it.
It's pretty crazy. It's nearly unfilmable. It was called Unfilmable a while ago, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but then they filmed it, and now they film it again. I mean, listen, I don't really mind that they were gender swapping a majorist character in it.
Yeah.
And what am I looking up? Mobius. I was looking up. Jodorowsky's Dune. 1 second. Jodorowsky's Dune. Mobius. Let's see what I come up with. Oh, look at that. I actually spelled it vaguely. I spelled it close enough that Google
that you got away with it.
Yeah, I was like, hey, I guess you're doing that. Google said, I don't know. This is weird. So these are too small. Can these are like
see that? Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, that's cool.
See that spaceship design?
That's cool. I like that. I would love to see something like that in Transformers.
Oh, now you're talking.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a great Decepticon ship or something like that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, So he worked on this thing, and it never got made. And then he went off and did Alien, I think.
Ridley Scott, yeah.
No, not Ridley Scott. Mobius.
Oh, Mobius, and he was involved with the Xenomorph and stuff like that, was he?
No. He did more. He was one of the many artists on it, but because he was on it, they brought on Geiger because they got this like artistic group of people in it, right, to do it. So that's how they brought in Geiger. Here now, let me pull up this next article. It's going to go bounding into comics. 1 second. Do you like a bit of Star Trek? Do you?
I do like a bit of Star Trek, and I have to say that what's happened to it recently has not been good.
That's a reasonably fair thing. I hear Chris Pratt's getting torn apart because he said go out and vote or something.
No, he didn't. What he did, from what I read into it, all he did was he was posting videos of like, look at what snack I'm eating today, and then he didn't attend a pro Joe Biden rally or something like that.
That's
cancelling him for that.
So that's crazy. Wow.
There's a big story there, though, on the right-hand side about Warner Brothers and AT&T signing those two people there from BLM. They're giving them a deal. So I don't understand why they've decided to do that.
To virtue signal? Because they're scared and stupid?
Very much so.
What that?
Very much so. They are trying to virtue signal 100%.
Yeah, no, okay. They're scared, stupid, and racist. So yeah. That's what they're doing. Yeah, that's what they're doing there. Oh, Lonnie Webb's there. How you doing, Lonnie?
So we have a Deep Space Nine.
Lonnie, can you put your the link to your Indiegogo in the chat? If you can't do it, send it to me on Twitter or something, and I'll put it in for you. Okay? Because Lonnie's got an Indiegogo going. Everybody, listen, I'm a big Indiegogo supporter because I got my own coming up. Yeah, have you seen my comics? Ninja?
Sorry, say that again, Rabbi.
Have you seen my comics?
Yes, I have indeed. Yeah.
Let me show this new one I got coming out.
Make sure you plug this stuff away, man. This is what it's for.
No, this one's not even plugged. This isn't going on sale. This isn't even going on sale for.
This is your Indiegogo campaign for Halloween, is it? Or are you waiting on this for a little bit longer?
No. This is going to be my second campaign. I got two other books for my campaign for Halloween. Let me show you.
Brilliant.
Because I got two books done. So if I have them done and ready to go, I have them done and ready to go. I'm about 40 pages into this one.
Excellent.
Very
good. Look at this. This looks brilliant.
So I made Nerdrotic the main character. You watch Nerdrotic?
I do. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the channel.
Because he kind of struck me as being like a third regeneration of Donald Sutherland and Keith Sutherland. You can have like a nerderotic regeneration of it.
Yeah, he does look quite like the lads, doesn't he? A little bit.
Right. So I figured he'll be an interesting look for it. So I tried it out, and it worked. I'm like, okay, it worked. So like, so here we go. Doink. And oh man, why did it zoom out? Oh, it zoomed out because of this thing here. That's it.
I liked. Yeah, look at the ships. Wow, like that artwork is very, very good.
Oh, I'll see. I zoomed by that because I'm embarrassed about this artwork.
No, I like that. I like the ship design. That's really cool.
You can come back, mate. Yeah, I zoomed by this because I was like, oh man, I'm like, it's gonna be better. I think when it's colored, right?
No, I like the black and whites on that. It really makes it pop. Really makes that artwork pop.
Oh well, it's going to be coloured eventually.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I like the way you were saying you were going to skip by it, and I like that. Personally, I love to see kind of under the hood at the black and whites. That's a fantastic looking ship.
Yeah, so we have this nice like alien-esque zoom in. Zoom in.
Yeah,
the beginning. But here, this woman called Rita Giuliani did the colours. Did really nice art. Really, I love the work she's done.
That's fabulous.
Right. So and then so I kind of like more because I actually draw him a lot. So I cartoonified him a bit. We made him easier to draw.
Yeah, that's excellent. That is. I like that. The artwork is really stands out. That those guys, even in the red, there stand out so much with the white helmets.
Oh well, the British colonials is basically. So this is the stuff that hasn't been coloured yet.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, this is the guy. Basically, like he was it 7 weeks later after just arriving, he's like off his face in an alien brothel.
Brilliant.
As you would, and he has to go be rescued. I'm always happy to draw vomit. That's more.
Wow, look at that. That's outstanding, man. Just hang on that picture for a sec. That is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
really like that.
I reuse stuff a lot for like that part of the poster.
I like the way it has like the cylindrical stuff on the side as well too. Like you could imagine that being a very powerful vessel. I really like that.
Thank you very much. I just I haven't encountered people enjoying the stuff before. I've only had me enjoying making it. So
no, and like those alien creatures, man, that's really good stuff. I really like that. I think that looks very cool.
Right, because I wanted to do a very like Victorian view of Mars. So it's got an atmosphere there. And rest assured, there's a pretty go in it, but 30 pages later, she has most of the clothes off. So yeah, everything will be fine.
Good.
She's very dressed up here, so you get the contrast when she comes back. So there's this part I like where this is actually based on a true story from. You ever heard of Mutiny on the Bounty?
Yes, I've heard Mutiny on the Bounty. Yeah.
So the mutiny happened because there's a native sex rite that happened on the beach that the men watched and got them all like rowdy and turned on. Then, so this is basically something similar that's going on over here. That he's done a lot of drugs and there's drugs, sex, and weird magic, and he has this insane trip.
That's savage.
Yeah, where he gets like everything slows down and like. There's horrific visions of people burning to death, and then he's like tumbling through reality through these like pollen that he's got gone high.
I like that. Now that's really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there.
All fun to draw, but then he comes back and he's causes trouble. He causes trouble. Oh yeah, that explosion was fun to draw as well.
I love the drawings. I really do.
Thank you.
Very nice. I like the character faces as well too. They're very expressive.
Thank you. No drawing knocking him out there. He's like, really, and until we got, because you think the natives aren't going to be much of a threat. I wanted to have a lot of people killed straight away. So you just see this guy getting a spear in his chest, and the natives are restless.
Oh yeah, I like that. That is cool. I like the way he's riding that beast as well too. That looks brilliant, man.
Yeah, so they're like, I try and schlep this out for 2 pages, where they where they're charging, and he's getting to like, wait for it, and then pop.
Oh, that's so cool. I like that. Yeah.
through them, and then. But again, the colorist did fantastic job here. Oh, so who's on the phone? Is there anything for me? No, it's a junk call from America. Yeah, I know it's going to be somebody who wants to sell me tiling. Yeah, the colorist did a fantastic job with the lighting from the ray gun on that bottom panel.
Yes, I like that.
So then lots of violence and hacking.
The coloring, I have to say that looks absolutely aces in terms of the art, and then as well too, like you said, that's the coloring as well too really helps make a pop as well, because I think, like, personally myself, I like seeing black and white stuff because you get to it's kind of like looking under the hood of it, under a car bonnet, and you get to see it.
No, it's fun. It is fun.
I like that. That's a really cool, man.
Too, where he's these are the survivors, because you have to get used to them because they're mostly going to die.
Oh, brilliant! That's kind of like a sort of pseudo red short Suicide Squad type of idea.
Right, exactly. A bit more nerd rock action going on there.
Gary has a Gary verse now, I think, is there, or a nerdrotic verse you might want to call it, between being in this and in The Boys.
Oh right, boy. He's got full beard here, and here this is the last page with the bit 2000 AD-esque action.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the way that's coming out as well too, like an explosion on the left hand side as well too. It really makes that panel pop as well too.
Like ripping off Brian Boland.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, when you want to do something, look who does something very well, and then try and copy that. That's always my advice. Anyway,
you're seeing some good stuff. It's great stuff, Rabbi. I have to say, I really like that. Some great stuff there. Really like it.
Thank you. So Star Trek. The Star Trek, like most of the entertainment industry, are desperately looking for established black characters to build franchises around. Right, desperately. That Lando Calrissian TV show, greenlit straight away.
From Disney. Yeah.
Right. So Paramount. It's called Paramount Plus. Oh man.
Paramount, yeah, Paramount. So Paramount are obviously getting into deciding to do a streaming service, because, to be honest with you as well, I've been covering this stuff on my channel as well. You're going to see an awful lot of this going forward. You're going to see an awful lot of companies that are going to decide to make this stuff for streaming services, because, as you know, being in the UK and me being in Ireland, Cineworld has effectively gone away. So that means there's no theatres here now in the UK and Ireland. So that means then they're going to have to push.
I'm in Israel.
Oh, you're in Israel?
Well, there's no cinemas here either. They closed all them down, but they've been closed since the beginning. They closed down in March.
Did they?
Yeah, they've been down for ages. Yeah, and they're not opening up in the near future.
Wow, no, that's incredible stuff as well too. Because as you know, like there are a lot of cinemas that are closed now and won't be back. So I think you're going to see a lot of these things moving on to streaming services.
Well,
and obviously this is Paramount's version.
The good news about that is budgets are going to just fall to nothing. They're going to be budgets are going to, which is good news, because I think we've had really bad filmmaking because there's been no consequences.
Yes,
right? Whenever they can write unlimited, do whatever they want, you get boring filmmaking. When you're trapped and you're trying to get it to work right, like that original Star Wars took a lot of ingenuity. Same with Star Wars.
But you think of the money, mate. You think of the money men back then. I mean, the money men are saying, well, hang on, this is a bit of a gamble. This is a bit of a risk. And if we are giving you the money, it better be good. Whereas now it seems like they've just thrown money out hand over fist and have gotten really bad quality stuff. And now it's coming back to bite them.
It's breathtaking corporate incompetence. Yeah, that's breathtaking corporate incompetence, where they are wasting billions, not even a million, billions of dollars of revenue, destroying properties because they are freaking stupid. So anyway, they're bringing the rumor is they want to bring back Deep Space Nine in discussion at Paramount Plus. But the Peacock Network, I quite liked, by the way. That was one of my favorite streaming services.
Well, like you're saying as well too, streaming services are the way forward, dude.
Survive. It's basically gonna be Netflix, Amazon, and D Plus, right? That's it.
Yep, and then you have I think the HBO Max as well too, possibly.
Yeah, it's not going to make it. I wish it. No. I wish it would, But I don't think people have the stomach for 4 streaming services. I think you have 3. I think you have 2 really.
Yes.
I think Netflix is pretty solid. I just don't see. Eventually, CBS, Paramount, all these ones, they're just going to stream their content on Netflix or Amazon. Come on, and the one that's the furthest ahead is Netflix. Even Amazon is nowhere near as good as Netflix.
No, it's not. And I mean, look, you're seeing the issues that they're having trying to get a Lord of the Rings pilot off the ground after 2 years really working on it. That should be a no-brainer, really. But like, you are going to see an awful lot of places go back in the past. You're going to see an awful lot of places do this.
Listen, we had good shows on Amazon. I like that fairy show. What's that? Did you see it? The show with the fairies in the 19th century.
The fairies in 19th century on Amazon.
Yeah, Paradise. What the hell is that called? It was with the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, not Johnny Depp. Okay, fine. I'm going IMDb.
Jeffrey Rush, was it? No?
I'm going to go to IMDb. Going to look at Pirates of the Caribbean. He was in the first one. Orlando Bloom. I just skipped
Orlando Bloom.
There you go. I skipped a step now because I remembered his name. Orlando Bloom, and he's actually pretty good in this. Unlike everything else he'd have been.
Yeah, he was a great Legolas. He was decent in the Pirates of the Caribbean, but I really haven't seen him in anything else to really judge him.
Carnival Row. Is pretty darn good.
Right.
Do recommend. Okay, so Carnival Row. If you show me something new, I will. I'm there. Especially if something new, a little bit dirty. Right? That's what it always was.
And is it? Yeah, is it? And like you said, it's an animated, is it?
No, live action.
Live action.
You ever seen in one of the fairy brothels in the first episode where a fairy prostitute is with a client, and at the moment of climax, she grasps it. She's on top. She grasps him with her legs, and with her wings, she floats up, right, and she carries him up with her as they both, reach a very, very favorable conclusion to their business transaction.
Right. Very interesting.
I haven't seen that before, and I'm like, okay, I like that. Electric Media Madness, how are you? Electric Media, there is a lot of madness there. Disaster Area, how are you doing, mate? Chris Persia, Canada's favorite wrench, how are you? Gary, how you doing? Gary, how are you doing? Fine, let's read this article about what they want to do with Star Trek, which I'm terrified. Everything about Star Trek is bad right now.
Yeah, it frightens me.
By the way, there's a fantastic documentary called. Did you like Deep Space Nine?
Yeah, I like Deep Space Nine. I have to say, I thought it wasn't too bad. I thought it was a decent. I think on reflection, when you look back at Deep Space Nine, in contrast to what we have now, like Deep Space Nine is nearly Shakespeare, isn't it? In comparison to what we have now.
I like a bit of Deep Space Nine. So there's a great documentary called "What We Left Behind," which is this fantastic retrospective. And they bring basically everybody back to talk about it. But the center of the documentary is they bring all the writers back, and in the writers' room, they work out the first episode for a fictional 8th season, 20 years later. And it's really cool. I'm like, I want to see that episode. When they talk about
that's what they might do here. But I have a feeling that if it's CBS in charge of it, it's going to go all the way woke.
Well, absolutely. It's Deep Space Nine Reboot. So it's a reboot. Captain Sisko may finally fulfill his promise to return to his wife from the Bajoran fire caves, as a new rumor claims that the reboot of Star Trek Deep Space Nine is currently under discussion at CBS. Well, basically, Alex Kurtzman is just finding whatever proposals there are behind the back of a counter somewhere. So he probably heard that thing from that documentary and wants to make a TV show out of it. Yeah, anything to keep things in production. According to Geekosities, the Geekosities, they're quite a good news source now, I think.
Yeah, very good. I've seen some good stuff coming from them.
All right. Mikey Softon. By the way, I put your link in the chat and in the description. Please, everybody go
appreciated, man.
To Ninja Knight's channel.
No,
my pleasure. CBS is considering this is not a reboot; it's a revival, reviving Star Trek Deep Space Nine for Paramount Plus channel for the 2021 CBS All Access. This is 100% the episode they wrote on that documentary.
They'll alter it.
What?
they'll alter it. They will to suit the agenda. It
Right.
won't be exactly what you heard back in the day.
No,
I think it's going to be.
They'll make it shit. Don't worry. They'll find a way of making it utterly unwatchable. Yeah, I'm convinced that Lower Decks was the pitch that Seth MacFarlane gave them for that show that he wanted to do the Orville in the Star Trek universe before he did the. So I'm convinced that Lower Decks is the season plan he gave, and 10 episode log lines. I'm convinced it came from that because
It's very possible.
They can't.
Very.
Yes.
But have you seen what happened recently as well too with the whole Kirstie Alley situation? Where I think it was. But did you see? Because you can see him right in this picture, and a very prominent character that I loved. Worf Michael Dorn was one of the individuals allegedly that retweeted that comment. So basically saying that he agreed with what she said. Now I have to say, having met Michael Dorn at a Comic-Con, it doesn't really surprise me because he came across as absolutely full of himself and completely arrogant, which I was surprised by. You know, given that his lines weren't too strong that day. Now, maybe that might be the reason why he was a bit, up himself. But I've met bigger actors that certainly didn't have the attitude that he had at the time. It was incredible.
All right. Yeah, one second. Problem being, sorry, I saw you back. Here, let me send you the link. Although I'm not going to be on for much longer. I'm getting hungry. I'm warning you now. When I finish this article, it's dinner time. 1 second. I'm going over here.
Says that you have. Has anyone else noticed that Rabbi always has those Shein Target ads for ladies' dresses? What are you trying to say about Rabbi?
I do. Let's. Okay, should we click on it and find out? Honestly, they don't look so good to me, do they?
No, they don't look great.
They kind of look like they were made out the curtains.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it?
Okay. Well, I applaud their ingenuity. Okay, unfortunately, Sutton also notes that details are scarce as the show hasn't been greenlit yet, but has been discussed. This is 100%. Oh my god! I got to tell Dad. I got to get him to watch that documentary now.
And make sure when you realize that they've changed it so heavily.
But that's what they do. It's unbelievable. They just rip stuff off or anything they can find,
and rip it off badly.
Yes, they do. Fine. If Problem Being pops in, let me know because I'm not on that screen right now. Problem being, I sent it to you via the Twitter ads. Yes.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know once he's in because I can see the screen.
If true, Cisco would rejoin Starfleet leaders Captain Picard and Commander Riker and Captain Janeway in being revived for the Kurtzman era. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Do you know what's noticeable as well too about that, Rabbi, is that those are the same people that have been really going hard in terms of promoting the whole Biden campaign. So it's no surprise to see that.
Everybody in the entertainment industry are promoting the Biden campaign really hard, and it's not going to make any difference. Speaking of going really hard, how you doing, Problem Being?
Well, hello, boys. You cheeky blighter. How are you?
These things just write themselves. What can I do?
They do when you're around. That's amazing. It's a talent.
I am a bit of a naughty boy. That is.
You are. I love how you got offended when I was asking Father Christopher to forgive me for using valid. What about me? You don't care about you're worse than I am.
Well, I think it was a fair question. What was the drama you were going to address, or do I not want to ask?
Well, breaking news.
More breaking news.
Ceasefire has occurred, and there was flowers and peace and unicorns across the land. Yeah,
honestly, the good thing about blanking them is I never have to worry about what's going on. It's okay.
Well, we've come to a compromise, and thanks to Disaster Area as well for brokering peace.
There you go. We have.
So hopefully this is the end of the craziness around Twitter and YouTube for this week. So hopefully, I think common sense has to prevail somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
This can't continue the way it is. It's got
Well,
way out of hand.
The center of it was just bonkers. There's no common sense. He was just out of his bloody mind.
Well, I think the whole thing is has just culminated to a point where it's just untenable. I mean, it's like coming online is almost like a chore. You know, when you get to that point,
it's like a chore. But I just want to say hello to how are you, sir?
I think, like you're saying there, problem being though, like this stuff, it's gotten way out of hand, and I think because, do you know what I think as well too, is because the Who community has shrunk so much, there are very few big voices in it now, and when that goes wrong,
it's shrunk so much, but it's shrunk so much in time of a great Doctor Who vacuum, right? There's nothing coming out. Chibnall is the most tight-lipped producer we've ever had, I think, for Doctor Who, at least in the 21st century. It just seems really, it just seems to be that's where everything sort of festers in this sort of non-entity of a situation.
Well, it's just there's a lot of people who are awful at their jobs, in charge of things we like. That's really the bottom line.
Yeah, pretty much. Can you stand up and breathe? You're hired. There you go.
I was just reading
Can you even not stand up and breathe? You're hired.
Yeah, you're hired. Yeah, because we don't want to be ableist. So.
Yeah.
Problem being, I'm just reading this article about bringing back Deep Space Nine, right?
Right. No.
There's a documentary. I think I sent it to you. I can't remember. Called What We Left Behind, where they had the writers' room come back together and they broke the story for the first season, or for a fictional season 8. This is 100% where they got the plot from. The only thing to make is something that's already written, not by him, which I think is actually quite a good idea. Fine, let me.
If Kurtzman's attached to it, forget it. That's just the way it is.
Whether this revival could prove as disastrous for Sisso's character as Picard was for Captain Picard, that is very true. It remains to be seen. But given Kurtzman's abysmal track record of quality as producer on this franchise, expectations for the revival will most likely be non-existent. If they bring it back, they're going to have to find somebody else to play Sisko.
Why would they bring something? I know why they bring it back. They bring it back to destroy another cherished memory. You know, it seems to be the raison d'etre of these people.
Also, he's an established black character.
Yeah.
So, they're going heavy on.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, all the issues of racism and stuff will come into play, and it's just like, remember when they used to do that with allegory with aliens, and like being a black captain didn't actually matter because people had gone beyond that point of worrying about such things.
That was from 93 to 99, it's saying here. Yeah, next paragraph. What is it? Star Trek DS9, the first of the Star Trek franchise to be created without the direct involvement of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, originally aired for 176 episodes from 1993 to 1999, when we didn't have racism.
I remember those days.
Yeah, like it was really weird.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, and there weren't Yahtzees under the bed, you know. Ready to take you out.
So this is just talking about what Star Trek Deep Space Nine is. Okay, what do you think of the? It's 100%. Listen, I got to get that documentary for you.
Yeah,
it's really good. I really loved it.
What's interesting there that you just said there is, explaining what Star Trek Deep Space Nine is. Well, they should really rework that into what Deep Space Nine was, because once Kurtzman comes on board, it's no longer going to be anything that you recognize anymore. We've seen it so many times.
I don't know how long they can keep producing it, and
Kurtzman's already said Star Trek is not about the entertainment. It's not about the storytelling anymore. It's a platform.
It's a platform
said that out
for
loud.
BLM.
Yeah, well, for BLM and other activist causes. So it's about activism. It's not about storytelling. So just forget it. Whatever he's attached to, or anyone from his group, or anyone from Bad Reboot is involved, forget it. Just wait for the Orville to come back and focus on that.
It's a bad time when they show up. Mr. Brown says, how you doing, Mr. Brown? At Suda Beckin, the baseball bat with the nail in the end is back out. No, that's bad. We don't want to hurt anyone. Fine, okay. Can't go. Okay. Of course, we do not endorse or predict anybody's physically being harmed. Darren M, how are you? Good evening, sir. Okay, is there any other news that you guys would like to talk about? Would like to address?
Well, like I've seen your video on the boys, and it's something that like I wanted to get your thoughts on because like we touched on it briefly at the start there, but you know I think it's super disrespectful for a guy like Kripke to go to an interview, and the interviewer says to him like, "So you're Jewish?" and he's like, "Yeah," and then they say, "Well, you know, Superman is Jewish." I mean, Superman is not Jewish, but there are other fantastic characters that are out there.
Has anyone checked?
He could be.
Superman was created by Siegel and Schuster, who were both
Siegel and Schuster, who were two Jewish men, but himself is not a Jewish character. So when they tried to make, he's from Krypton, yeah.
Here's the question.
It's actually Clark Krantz.
Baby Superman. How would you circumcise baby Superman? You wouldn't.
But it's Clark Krantz. You know, there were. You know, just, yeah, it's Martha Krantz. It's not Kent. They just anglified the name.
A kryptonite scalpel, right? You need a kryptonite scalpel blade to be able to circumcise. So, you know,
that's true. That's true.
Sounds like he's not. He's probably not Jewish to me. You know, probably, or Muslim for that matter. Apparently, because you know he's
or American.
When we decided uncut.
But to me, like when you look at the boys, I mean, this whole regurgitation of the whole bad guys from the 1930s stuff again. Okay, yes, it was in the comics, but I mean, like the way they're going on about it and trying to equate it to the Orange Man is absolutely
so insane.
And not only that, they did the thing with you know, they had all the girls together bashing, you know, kicking and punching the bad person from Germany. I mean, it was so on the nose.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not like. And what surprises me most though is the two guys that are involved in it are Rogan and Kripke. Like you would think that they would have a little bit more, I suppose, ability.
One second. I got just got presented to the chat. I started off the stream when I said the TARDIS time. I said the TARDIS.
Rabbi's a holy man, and he likes a lot of holes.
I kind of just like the one. I like two. I was going to say just the one. I like two as well. Three. Don't really need that third one. Not for me. Not that I have. You want to go there? Okay, I'm fine with it. Whatever you want to do. So anyway, I said I lived the TARDIS time. And I thought, what would be a good TARDIS time? So I decided it will be the Ben and Polly TARDIS because I probably got a chance with Polly because I didn't think Ben was going to go for it, right? And then I thought, you know what? Why don't we go through the entire, all the companions and rate which ones I had a chance with? Yeah, how I would
rate.
Yeah, not rate. So
just before anyone jumps on that,
a real douchebag to Father Miller, right? Like this really obnoxious piece of slime for no reason, just because he's an obnoxious slime. He thinks he's got this like I think if it was you, if it's not you, I do apologize. He's like, imagine going through the Doctor's companions and saying which ones you have a chance with. I don't need to imagine it because I already did it. However, this is a very important rule everybody needs to know. If you start any tweet or any public statement with the word imagine, you immediately have the word douchebag permanently tattooed on your forehead because that is indeed what you are. Like, imagine not knowing starting a tweet or a comment with the word imagine doesn't make you into a massive douche nozzle.
No, we're all imagining as well. That's the thing. We're all imagining
because he was right there.
We're all imagining Rabbi in an orgy with companions. Thanks to you.
Not that many. I'm not greedy.
No, that's fair enough. Maybe a three-way.
3 or 4 is fine. Would it be 3 or 4? Let me think. Don't say
Billy Piper to be enough.
Hey,
good there, mate.
I'll have Ben and Stephen. So
Adric, everybody had a chance with it. Adric was really.
Well, he was a bit of a goer on the side.
He was a bit of a goer. Adric was John Nathan Turner's masturbatory fantasy. Very obviously. Hey, go back and
Oh,
watch. What's the vampire one called? State of Decay.
State of Decay, yeah.
100%. John Nathan Turner's masturbatory fantasy.
And Nunum says I'd end up with K9. So just leave that there.
It says many times. Okay, whatever happens, get some ointment on that, mate. Get some ointment on that. Listen.
Electric Media Madness will make you jealous.
I once had a whoa. It always counts. Listen, the question is, where was the kiss? Where was the kiss? It counts more the more clothed an area it was on. Okay, that's just it.
So when are you being defrocked, Rabbi?
I think I am. Part of my rabbinical ordination was on condition I didn't get a TV when I came to America. That was like one of the first things I did. So I probably am defrocked.
Not confirmed.
Oh no, I'm not. Wait, no, because then after that I served on the divorce court as a rabbi on the divorce court in Miami at one point. I was an aide. And I was a Diane on the. We did lots of divorces. We did minimally 4 a week. On a bad week 4, on a good week 9.
9. Wow.
Happy days.
Because all the we were like the most orthodox. We were the most religious divorce court, and so if you got married in like a lesser religious, I don't say religious, like a lesser observant denomination of Judaism, like Reform, they still needed you to have an orthodox Jewish divorce to get remarried. So everybody came to us. Also, when we were in Miami, so everybody came from like South America as well. So
wow.
We were busy with, it's called the Gittin. We're doing the gets. We were busy with that. Okay, fascinating fact. Every time it was a gorgeous woman and a dumpy guy. Every time, and it was many times. It was always a woman that was crying and the guy that was smiling. Always a woman that was crying, the guy that was smiling.
Wow.
There you go. Fine.
That must have been a big wallet leaving.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So you asked me about the boys, Erica. Listen, it's just an insane amount of ignorance. There's an insane amount of ignorance.
Well, apparently, if you listen to Alex Jones, you're and go on social media, you're going to go off and shoot a guy in a shop because he's got brown skin. That's what the message was in that series. It was just so disgusting. Yeah, it was so disgusting. It was just like, not only were they insulting our intelligence, like thinking that everyone who goes on social media, anyone who listens to anyone but CNN must be some kind of incel serial killer or something.
That's really what they want. That's it. The heart is the captain of the ship. What they want to believe is what they want to believe. They want to believe that because they're freaking crazy.
Well, there's numerous things in that article and the show. Like the show itself, like you know, making that character the way they did. The fact that they've went so hard with that character and decided to say, right, we're going to push it. They have attached it now to the Orange Man, and then you have these ignorant comments like saying that superheroes are inherently MAGA. What are you talking about? Like the greatest superheroes have been made by Jewish individuals. You've Spider-Man, you have
Captain
Superman,
America punching Hitler.
Captain America. So how ignorant is that? Or what are you trying to say? Stan Lee, Jerry Schuster, and Joe Siegel are all
beware of other people's utopias. Beware of other people's utopias, because anyone who thinks they've got the solution, they're either lying or they're crazy. That's it.
I would be keeping a very close eye on Kripke now, because I've also seen as well too in recent comments, and I've done a video on it, where Seth Rogen said that he is going to do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and the most important word that jumped out at him was the word teenage. Now that is worrying, man. Do you know what I mean?
Hold on a minute. He's Jewish, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, very Jewish.
What part of the extreme left does he not understand? Which is absolutely 100% anti-Semitic.
They live in it. They don't realize. They think they're being anti-Israel. They just don't know. And you got to like deprogram them. And it takes a while.
He's super anti-Israel.
But he should know better. But hey, speaking of utopia, I watched the series, the American version of Utopia. It's not bad.
Oh, yeah,
It's quite good fun.
To-do list.
It's quite good. It's not as good as the UK original, but
Haven't
it's
seen that
pretty
either.
good
So
fun.
I'll start with the American one. Fine.
And you need to watch Tales from the Loop. Tales from the Loop.
To wrap up. Again, any other news items?
Tales from the Loop. You need to watch that as well on Amazon.
All right.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's really good.
Fine. Although I got to go and watch Fifth Element tonight. That's I got to get that.
Yeah,
done.
me too. I was halfway through.
I got an interview tomorrow with the Geronimo son or other. He's got Indiegogo going, and then I got another one with Commie Mark, I think is his name.
Commie Mark is great.
Sorry?
Commie Mark is great. I've been on a stream with him and some of the other guys like Stencil Jan and stuff like that. He was Charlie's London's husband. Great guy.
Cool.
More of it's a parody. The comedy Mark thing.
I should bloody hope so.
Yeah, it's a parody.
Yeah.
Thursday, I got the video vault tomorrow night. I got Thursday night, the Thursday night Zoo. Not sure if we're going to do a comic book improv. That has not been getting good views. Might do. I might rest it for a week and try and work out what to do with it.
I know how you can improve it. If you we can talk about it. I know exactly how we can. I know exactly how we can improve it.
Okay, great, very good. You're now the producer.
Shit.
You've done well.
I too could be hated like Chibnall.
I'll give you the materials for that, the other thing for my Indiegogo that we're starting with this morning. And I did what my day was like. I didn't get a chance to do that today. So that's where I am. Fine. No, I got to go have dinner. So you know what that means? It means firstly, go and subscribe to Ninja Knight's channel. That's the first thing. But it means that now's the time I can end broadcast button. The end broadcast button. But sadly, as we know, StreamYard, whose technology I use to stream these wonderful entertainments across, are made by weak, indecisive men. Because they ask you, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I say, "Am I sure? Am I sure? Hey, blimey! Someone's got a bottle in their face for asking me less than that. I'm pretty sure. I already clicked it once. Then my song has to click it again, and we're gonna get the little Wizzy Will. The little Wizzy Will.